Alright, kill this time. Thought times resist. It was okay. There's a whole lot I didn't really understand about it. There's like a bunch of Hong Kong protests. I just I couldn't relate or picture myself in that position or anything like that. So, but besides that, there's a whole lot of generation trauma stuff. That was doing really well. It was alright. I didn't mind it. Fujimoto one shots. They're also okay. Yeah, they're one shots of him throughout the years of him growing up from I think 16, 17. It's 17. And then you got the anime adaptations. They're really good. Like Fujimoto's so awesome. Both good areas. It was okay. It was, you know, just nothing about it really gelled with me. Raditcal Saw, it was really fucking good with peaks throughout. Season 3 and 5 and 6 were also really good. But every time I think about it, I was thinking give it a trim a couple seasons. I do not think it'd be 6. 4 at the Much Infinite, also really fucking good. Gameplay was amazing. DLC was amazing. Story was amazing. Bioshock first one, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Gameplay was good. Atmosphere was awesome. Music was kind of forgettable. Bioshock Infinite soundtrack was so good. I was not expecting it to be that good. Anything else? The twist for Bioshock was kind of whatever. I kind of knew about it, but like the foreshadowing was really awesome. Since I already knew about it, the foreshadowing, that was really cool. Calling Season 2, I enjoyed it really quite a bit. This show is such a fucking vibe. Raditcal movie, peak. One of the best things I've ever seen. Nothing will ever compete with it. Honestly, like very few things will ever top this for me. It's 33 peak and really fucking good. There's so many things about this game that are done like almost flawlessly, but there's nothing like that drives it home for me. Like the story's really good, gameplay's really good, characters really good. Well, like 3 of them are really good. Ending's really good. One of them. Music's fucking amazing. If this is a music category, music would be up top. Don, really fucking good. Anything it did for score, it improved on. Just non-stop fun. The whole thing. Don Machi. It was okay. Like, this is more Don Machi. Nothing too crazy about it. This arc, the beginning of this arc was really good, though. I will give it that. Full screen. Dark Souls 3. Oh, we'll put it there for now. This game was amazing. There's a lot of meta things for this. How Miyazaki went about it. About how the world's ending, and he's using that as like a parallel with him just want to be done with the whole fun game, which I find that really funny. Bosses are amazing, music's amazing. So many things about this game are done so well that I just enjoyed more than Bloodborne and Elden Ring. And is there anything I don't like about this game? Like, I really don't think so. I think this game's fucking amazing. Anything in this tier is just really good, obviously. Dark Souls 2, Darksiders 2. I enjoyed it. You know, I really like. I'm gonna put this right behind it. I really enjoy the series quite a bit. Art style is amazing. Music's always good enough for it. I think Darksiders 1. Maybe I've been nostalgic to the series. I am, for sure. It's just a vibe, all of them. I love the concept of the 4 Horsemen during Apocalypse. I just can't wait for 4. I think 4 is from the peak of the series, if done right. That is. Demon Slayer. Infinite Castle movie. Yeah, probably not. Animation-wise, production quality-wise, one of the best. You know, it might be produced better than Chainsaw Man. Better animated overall. More solid, I should say. Probably more healthy, too. Animation-wise, it's just fucking insane. Conceivable table, movie quality. So it's like Heaven's Feel, but turned up like 5 fucking notches. It's insane. Flashbacks. I think it could have gone storyboard a bit better, pacing-wise. I don't think it needed to be, I think, like 2.5 hours long. That's kind of fucking insane. And they're gonna do 3 of them that long, probably. Yeah. Second one I'm really excited for. That's my favorite fight in Demon Slayer. And Yuki Kojira's music here and there throughout the movie was also amazing. El Camino, it was okay. It's not like a necessary watch for Breaking Bad. Raditcal Saw. This is a little bit better closer. I'm not a huge fan of Jesse's ending and Breaking Bad. So it was okay. Fate Stay Night visual novel. It was peak. It's really fun good. I always enjoyed the story of UBW, Fate Zero, and even the botched Heaven's Feel pacing. I enjoyed quite a bit. But now I can view those as just companions to the visual novel. So anything that I'm missing from the anime, I can just get out of the visual novel. Anything I'm missing from the visual novel, I can get from the anime. Shadowbringer is one amazing villain, amazing setting, amazing music. But a thing I'll put in Walker up as well. The thing I have issues with 14 a lot is the pacing. I've always found the beginning was slow, which is how it is for all expansions for 14 in my opinion. Middle's always pretty good. The 4th, like levels, what would be like for Shadowbringers, I think it's like 78 around there, really good. and then you get to like the ending section, and it's just it drags a little bit, but then by the end it's also really good. And post Shadowbringers is probably better than in Shadowbringers, I'll be real. That's mainly actually the ending section of Shadowbringers is really good. I'll take that back. And Walker though, when you get to the one place at the very end of it, it kind of drags on a little bit until you get to the final dungeon, and then by then it's absolute one of the greatest gaming experiences I've ever had. The Endwalkers is something else. I never thought I'd get that story from an MMO. Amazing. Fire Force Season 3 Core 1. I'll put a top of it was okay. This show has a whole lot of production issues. It was not. Like, there was a whole lot of... You can tell it was rushed. I think I've read it. You can tell it was rushed quite a bit. A whole lot of cuts that was so very jagged. It was also very slow at the start. It wasn't too crazy, but by the end it really picked up. The ending of that course is amazing. Like, I'm really excited and scared for the second part. Because 13 chapters, 80, or 13 episodes, 80 chapters is really fucking scary looking. Yeah, like, I enjoyed it, but not as much as the others, as previous seasons. I think it has a whole lot. I think the first core depends on the second core a lot for me. I think they could do, it'd be a fucking terrible waste of time, but for now it's just okay. I didn't mind watching it. But Finance Praise 2. This movie was so bad, but it was so funny though. I almost want to put it to it was okay above like all of this. And maybe not above Alchemino, Jesus. Above up here. Just because how funny it was. It was so bad. I can't. God damn. No amount of fuck ups this movie has. I don't want to get into it. I'll go rant probably like 30 minutes about how fucked up this movie was. Gachikuta. This anime is awesome. Episode 3 was a but besides episode 3, not saying about episode 21 was god tier. Loved it. I mean, the vibe's good, themes are really good. I don't really like bring up themes as a blanket term, but yeah, it was cool. There's a whole lot of mystery in this world that I want to know. I want to learn about the Watchmen series. I want to learn about the Watchmen. I want to learn about Rudo's Regtone, I think his name is. I want to learn more about the main villain. I can't think of his name right now, because he didn't do much. Just that's probably my biggest complaint, is that towards the end of the show there's a battle arc, and he kind of just danced there for 4 episodes straight. But besides that, this show overall is really, really, really good. Garden Sinners, it was top of okay. This is including all 8 movies, or all 8 OVAs. They're not all movie length. I think this is like the second best Nasu vibe of Shima. It was okay. I'll pull up right there. Like it feels like a Ubisoft game when I play it, but you know, more polished obviously. Writing was, I think, pretty good about Jin's honor and betraying that and stuff like that. It's not a spoiler, that's just the base of the game. He's on that like first 5 minutes. But besides that, gameplay was pretty repetitive and annoying. And the stances were cool. Like, it just does everything okay for me. Like, nothing visually, it looks amazing. But anything else, it was just okay experience. G Cooks, I enjoyed it more than El Camino. I'll put it above the one-shots too, because it actually has a fully fledged story and art. If you're a Gundam fan, Gundam G Cooks, however you want to say it, you'd probably enjoy it a lot more than what I did. I've seen Witch from Mercury and that's it. So I can't go too much in depth on this one. It was alright. It was okay. Haikyuu as a whole, I watched the anime, caught up on the anime, and then I've read the manga for the last arc and a half, and this was really fucking good. I think I enjoyed this more than everything else on that tier list so far. This is a really good fucking story overall. Hinata is good, Kageyama was good, their dynamics amazing, animation's good, production overall is really good. Season 4 gets a lot of hate for having a fucked up production. I don't see it most of the time. There's a few fucked up drawings here and there, but that's whatever. Music's really good. Yuki Hayashi popped off for this. I think it's his best work. I think it's My Hero soundtrack's really good. I think Haikyuu like has more emotion. I don't know. It resonated more with me. Like, My Hero has Yusei Run, a villain theme, One for All's theme, or All for One's theme. No, you can be a hero theme. I can't name any of the fucking Haikyuu tracks, unfortunately, because they're all in Japanese on Spotify. But it's a much more emotional soundtrack and resonates with the, I'd say, more emotional story. Oh fuck. What would it be? I guess the last game of the second last arc, when that moment hit, dude, oh my god. That hit, ooh. it was really good work for Hina's character towards the end there. It really surprised me. I wish Kagami had a little bit more, but besides that, all the Harry Potter movies, I enjoyed them. I'll put them there for now. I think 3 is the obvious standout. Everyone loves 3. I think 7 was also really fun because it's just the 3 main characters walking around interacting with each other. That's pretty much all the 7 movie is, but the dynamic between the 3 characters is really good. And besides that, Snape's alright. And no characters really did it for me. Voldemort was kind of whatever too. But the setting is very cozy. It's a very simple magic system too, so you can just kind of watch it without needing to realize what the hell's going on. Anything else? The first couple movies are fucking hilarious. Goddamn. Things cracked me up. I should check out the live action. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's better than all 8 fucking live. I wouldn't say it's better than any of that. I think it's a very good adaptation. There's a lot that can be fucked up with live action adaptation. I think they avoided mostly all of them. There's a different focus. There's less focus on Toothless, which I don't know how I feel about. But then again, it's How to Train Your Dragon. I couldn't really care much about it. I enjoyed it. It's very nostalgic for me. The re-recordings of the soundtrack was a big standout for me. I fucking loved the, I can't play it, probably, but it's the Down Dragon re-recording. My god. I think the other tracks on like Allied Forces includes that motif. Amazing. Mid Season 3. It was okay. I think there's a lot of fucked up things in this show. This show's built off being like edgy and people die and it's gory. Yeah, none of the villains fucking die. That's really fucking annoying. I think it gets a lot of hate for the animation. It's fucking Western animation. It will not have top tier fucking Sakuga all the time. And it doesn't need it. Have fun with your few fucking impact frames every punch. Because like that's what you'll get most of the time. It's not a production. You'll get fucking top tier prime Disney 2D animation. That's just not gonna happen. The final fight is cool though. I think people would be happy if it's just like a final fight fucking, I don't want to say budget because it's not budget, it's time and talent. But if they focus their time on that final fight, I think people will be happy about it. JoJo's Part 3. Did I enjoy Apothecary Dart? I think so. I think Part 3 is way too fucking long. I think they cut that shit to 24 episodes some easy. Fucking just trim out, like, people call them filler fights. I know they're not filler, but goddamn does it feel like it. It's really, really annoying. And really, really repetitive. I think if Dio's World wasn't the ending of this fucking part, it'd be a waste of time. Because holy shit, I could not bear watching, what, I think 48 episodes, 50? But besides that, Dio's World, amazing. Goddamn, the finale is nuts. Part 4, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I don't think I enjoyed it more than that. Part 4 is actually streamlined. 39 episodes of an actual plot to the whole thing. Most of it, half it's, and when it was Part 4, it's like a half. Once a half point hits, it's really good. The first half point, it's like a, first half's like a school arc, you could say. You know, it's not really, which is like a neighborhood detective kind of thing. It was fun. I enjoyed it. And it's what made JoJo's to me actually worth it. Because Part 2 was alright, Part 1 was alright, Part 3 was a letdown, Part 4 was really good. JoJo's finales are always really, really good. Josuke was cool. I wish, what's his name? Okihabara. Josuke's like best friend with the handstand. That's funny. I wish he got more. He kind of got set aside for the final encounter. Kind of let down. And then Jotaro just came and stole the show. Kind of wish he didn't do that. I wish Josuke did more. The villain was awesome. Part 5. Really good. Really fucking good. Jorno was awesome. The whole gang was awesome. The villain was, do I enjoy him more than, no, I don't think so. The villain was also just really good. The climax was really good. Music, probably the best soundtrack in JoJo's overall. Anything else? The concept of fate is when this really kicked in. I heard it's like a big theme in JoJo's later on, and that really kicks in Part 6. I'm put Part 6 above 5 for now. I like Part 6's ending a lot more, but I do think the first half of Part 5 is better than the first half of Part 6. These are very interchangeable. Depends on what mood I'm feeling. I think Part 6 ending is phenomenal. I think it's one of the best endings I've ever seen in a show. Kaiju anime, I'll pull up Part 3, but it shows how much I don't like Part 3. This is season 2 of Kaiju. It's such a cookie cutter adaptation. Music's okay, animation, sometimes it hits, but it's production IG. I don't know who's directly on the show, but I know Haikyuu's also under production IG, and that whole show is phenomenal. But like I expected so much more from the adaptation from being 11 episodes of core, and the next core is the final core. Holy shit, it's such a letdown. Here, we're gonna put manga in there. This is the whole manga. It's such a letdown. Like during the midpoint of the manga, what I thought was still at the beginning fucking section, but it turned out to be the midpoint. I was really excited for it. Like I was setting up so many things, and so many like character arcs were happening, and then one of those character arcs got resolved, and then nothing else happened. The final few chapters was just one punch chapter and another punch chapter would end, and it would just be that for like the final 10 to 20 chapters. It was just really fucking bad. Ending was a nothing. It's such a nothing burger of a series overall. I can already tell the Gachi Okuda mangaka is more competent than, I think her name's Keirana, is more competent than Natsuya Matsumoto, something like that. It's so weird. Like, I was kind of laughing at the whole industry plant term that got attached to Kaiju number 8 when it got the Fortnite in the first season. But looking back, like, how is this adaptation, game, fucking Fortnite collab, everything, and like Chojin X hasn't got picked up? Fucking, there's so many other series that Shonen Jump could offer up before Kaiju show got an anime. I'll be real, I was excited for the anime, but I was expecting more from the anime. It's so disappointing. Moving on. Overture, I enjoyed it. Yeah. Overall, the DLC was really good. Final Boss was obviously the standout, including his fucking soundtrack. God damn. I don't know the composer's name, but he cooked on that shit so fucking hard. Probably one of the best soundtracks, like single OSTs this year for me. Story, probably the best Souls. I'll throw it here for now. Probably one of the best Souls story on there besides Dark Souls 3, I'd say. Old Hunters was also around there, but Old Hunters is the Bloodborne DLC. Overture story, and yeah, I'll take it. It's probably the best Souls story. I really hope later Lies of P, or whatever they're calling the sequel, is more story focused. I think it could do a lot more, but what it did was already amazing. There's a certain point you gotta do with Souls games where if you focus on the story too much, I don't think people will call it Souls, and that's just an issue with it. That's just an issue with the genre, which I think sucks, because I think there's so much potential with it that people are just afraid or just not willing to give Lies of P a chance, because it's not even like, it's not FromSoft, even though it's better than most FromSoft games. I think it's on par with Bloodborne, if not better in some ways. You know, hang me. Lord of Mysteries, or Lord of Mysteries, this is the Dongwa. It's an anime adaptation. I don't know, I think it's adapting the novel itself. I don't think it's adapting any sort of comic of it. Man. Final episode was really good. I want to say that adaptation was just awful. Production wise, it was really cool looking. There's another adaptation that's just better, or just the series that's better. It's kind of disappointing. Production was kind of disappointing. You could never really tell what the fuck was happening, whether it was the action or the fucking story in general, because goddamn, that pacing was awful. The structure of the show was really weird, how they had chose to adapt story arcs, of what I've heard. They like leap ahead to certain story arcs to connect it with other plot points to make it more coherent. It didn't seem like it worked out, but the aesthetic's cool. There's another series on this that I think does aesthetic. Does the same aesthetic, but with a good story, good characters. We'll get there. Odyssey, it was okay. Definitely enjoyed more than Ghost of Tsushima. Fire Force, probably not. It was just really fun gameplay. It was Mario games, so the story's not going to be anything crazy besides Rescue Peach. I don't know if Peach is a thing in this game. It's been, oh fuck, dude, when I play this game, it was in the early half of the year. But I'm not a platformer guy, so it's not gonna be like a hitter for me. I'm not a Nintendo guy either, so I didn't grow up playing Mario, so it's just not gonna hit the same as like someone who's grown up with Mario. That's okay. The city theme with Paulina singing, that's a fucking banger. Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear Solid 1, top of it was okay. There's a lot of things in this game that is done fucking amazing, fucking phenomenal even. But there's so many things that pissed me off playing this game, especially towards the end of the game. My god, music's really good. Fucking the best has yet to come theme. Oh my god, such a banger. I'm so glad that was played again in the later entry when that moment happened. It got me. But yeah, the theme, Kojima's always meta storytelling really shines here with the whole, I don't want to get into it in spoilers, but really good first entry of the series. Metal Gear Solid 2, for difference sake, go play it here. Huge improvement on Metal Gear Solid 1. Gameplay is better. I enjoyed Raiden more than the macho version of Solid Snake you get in Metal Gear Solid 1, which is obviously intended, it's based off Bond, James Bond. I like Raiden's character journey more than Metal Gear Solid 2. I think the can't say that. I think the ending is very, very relevant. I think it's very relevant today. Boss fights are just amazing in this game too. Story is amazing. I think it does everything. I mean, I can do this so many things I can say about this game, but it's all spoilers. I think it's a vast improvement in Metal Gear Solid 2. I think without Metal Gear Solid 2 hitting the way it does, I don't know how we'll continue the series, and that would be a bummer. Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid 3. Nah, there's no way I enjoyed Bioshock more. Didn't enjoy Snake Eater more than Metal Gear Solid 2. I like what did I like more about Snake Eater? I like the setting in Metal Gear Solid 2. I enjoyed more. A lot of people don't like big. It's not called Big Iron, but the fucking plant you're at for the whole Metal Gear Solid 2. People didn't like that, but I enjoyed it more than like the forest. Half the time you're in fucking Snake Eater. But Snake Eater's character journey, was just amazing. It's probably Kojima's best character writing, or I don't know if he directly wrote it, but I'm say best character directing he's done so far. A lot of experience. I've only experienced Metal Gear Solid 1 through 4. Gameplay same as 3, or gameplay same as 2, but it's a little bit more refined with the D-pad for slow walking. More survival mechanics. I thought that was kind of neat, but I think the first 2, I think 4 also has rations. I just enjoy that more. It's less of a nuisance. I think stamina in 3 is also kind of weird, but you know what more can you do, right? It's still an amazing game overall. I just a few things in Metal Gear Solid 2 I enjoyed more. Delta, this game was fucking amazing. I think it took all my complaints of all the small gripes I have about. I don't think it's better than Shot Fingers. I think it's better than Don Don Season 2 or 2, whatever you want to call it. It's Season 2, but it's just second core. It took all the gripes about 3, it just fixes them for me with the modern controls, modern quality of life, stuff like that. There are sometimes in this game where it kind of just looks like a fucking source film maker screenshot, something you'd find like a Gmodeling screenshot. I find funny sometimes, but it can be really distracting. I think the facial animations on Naked Snake really hits on the ending. That got me a little bit. I think the ending just resonated more with how up to date it is. It's not so. I don't want to say being up to date just means more emotional, but easier to resonate. Also, just playing the original and then playing this game, you can see all the little hints throughout the story. It's just amazing. It took one already amazing game, made it better. Metal Gear Solid 4. We'll never forget this game. Fuck, what's the word? Is Kino the right word? Alright, dickhead. The epic cinematic grand are exceptionally good. Yeah, there's so many Kino moments in this fucking game. It's insane. There's a few. They're not small. They're pretty big. Fucking writing choices that don't make sense, but by the end you just kind of, I don't want to say you ignore them because they're like really fucking twist your head at them, but I think all the other Kino moments in this game fucking just overwrite those. Like, I can't get into it because spoilers. So goddamn, it'll probably not be another moment by moment game like Metal Gear Solid 4 for me. Like at the end of every act, there's always something that gets you. Ever since the credit scene, dude. Credit scene, the ending fight, the hallway scene, if you know. Snake's journey is brought to a close here. It's fucking amazing. It really solidifies his character for me. Solid Snake's journey, not anyone else. But even, I can't even say that. Spoilers. But playing this game kind of does ruin Rising Revengeance a little bit for Raiden's character. So you can always just view Rising Revengeance as a companion piece to everything else. I think the way people view certain things, just hating them because it contradicts something else, is a really bad idea to enjoy something. I think it would just be better if we just try and find positive things and add those to that instead of taking everything negative and just abandoning that, you know. Mistborn 1. It was really fucking good, if not peak. We'll put it there for now. This does the gothic fucking Victorian vibe so well. I think this is the first, it's my first like fully fledged, you could say, Brandon Sanderson novel. It did not disappoint. The elements was awesome. Luthadel, I think the city is called. Amazing setting. Kelsey is amazing character. So is Vin. So is Sazed. So is Ellen by the end of the series. It was I'll just put them all in real quick. Ellen by the end of the series. First book's probably my favorite. Second book is just took what the first book did, elaborate on it, and added Overseer, a fucking awesome character. And then book 3 comes around. It kinda doesn't really hit until the ending. I think the ending carries this book, and people love this book just because the ending, in my opinion. I think people view the first and third as like their favorite, with the first and third books being kind of interchangeable. But I think the ending is really good. We'll do this, actually, because it's still really fucking good. It's amazing, like 8 to 9 out of 10 series without doubt in my mind. But the way you really notice in the second book, Brandon Sanderson's are really good at foreshadowing. At least in the Mistborn, you don't really. There might be bits and pieces here in Stormlight that I just can't think of the top of my head, but just a really good series overall. Elements is cool, Mistborns are cool. Yeah, 11th Metal and Secret History. It was okay. Dude, they're like about the same as the one shots for me. I'll be real. Like they kind of just add on to Mistborn era 1. Certain character, can't get into it. Spoilers. It just adds on to that, and that's just really it. My Hero season 1 or My Hero season 8 season. It was really fucking good. I don't think it's better than Gachiku overall, but I also don't think it's better than JoJo 6 right now. In my head, phenomenal ending, amazing ending. Episode 4, I think it was, production off the charts. I think Yuki Hayashi popped off soundtrack doing this, even reusing past OSTs in certain moments. Really, I think using past OSTs from previous seasons really like elevated those moments, those emotional moments towards the end of the show. The ending really wasn't that bad as people were making it out to be. I think it's just Twitter being Twitter. I think Twitter's full of fucking idiots. Oshigaraki got more, but besides that, I think everything else was pretty good, in my opinion. New Replicant, it was probably the bottom of it. It was really fucking good. This game is really repetitive, like really repetitive. It's really hard to recommend this game to those who aren't interested already in Nier, knowing on how repetitive it is and how you might just not like it. That's a bummer. I will always recommend Automata over Replicant first, just because of that fact. I think the soundtrack probably better than Automata. Character wise, probably not. I think Automata's still better. Overall, Automata's better in my opinion, but I think it's a very good Nier game. I haven't played or watched cutscenes of Nier Reincarnation yet, but I'll get around to it. It's in the Dragon Guard. I don't think I'll play Dragon Guard at all. I think that'll be a cutscene thing for me. The gameplay in Dragon Guard just looks fucking chopped as hell. And I'm good. I don't want to piss myself off playing that game. Oh boy. ReZero Arc 9 of the web novel. Man, it probably has the best start to an arc. Easily. Probably one of the best starts to a arc in not just ReZero, but in anything. First, let's best arc beginning. The middle, it's really good. Like the second quarters, or like that when the 33% mark in the second volume, and then you get to the third volume and the fourth, and then it just turns into like a Taipei has a big problem with battles right now, and it just gets kind of obnoxious, especially after arc 8, which is almost all fighting. Like you go from 3 and 4 volume 3 and volume 4 of being just fights, and volume 5 being like 2 or 3 fights that lead to the ending. And the ending is so fucking weird, dude. Like, I can't get into it because spoilers, but overall, it's a mixed bag. You either love it or you hate it, or you're B, and enjoy the good things about it, but really fucking hate the bad things about it. I think Aldebaran's character in this, but by the end, it's kind of weird. There's a lot of things in this arc that are set up, and none of them are paid off, and will never be paid off unless Taipei finds a way to do that. I just don't see it at all. I'm excited for Arc 10 though. I think the Reinhard Bell arc will be cool, but by the end, I still enjoyed it a little bit, or quite a bit. It's ReZero for me. I'm always gonna fucking enjoy it. ReZero arc 5 adaptation, or ReZero Season 3. It was really good. I think adaptation-wise, it could have been better. I think 16 episodes split 2 8 cores was really bad for it. I think it halted a lot of the hype. Production-wise, it was amazing. It's the best the show's ever looked. I'm happy about that. But the cut content is also a factor. But I don't think you'll see the cut content. I don't think you'd see the cut content if you were an anime only. And that's kind of what the anime is for. Like, yeah, it's cool that your novel or your fucking whatever is being adapted, but anime is for the anime viewers, so there's gonna be some things missing from it to fit the anime format. Just kind of deal with it. I do think Kenichiro's Tsuruhiro soundtrack, like another banger. He never misses on his fucking soundtracks. Especially that, I think the War soundtrack, amazing. I'll play that all the time, almost daily. Obviously Vincent Chancellor, I joked about it when they posted about, I think, WebGen animators. I joked about Vincent Chancellor being on there, and he was. That was awesome to see him. I hope he's in the Arc 6 adaptation. Besides that, cut content was a bummer. Even though I think the Tierlist episode is really well handled, it's a big point of it that got cut, and that kind of undermines the whole episode. The Regulus stuff, I don't mind that being cut. I'll be real. I don't think Regulus is that crazy of a character. Plus him just being a fucking psychopath, which is just everyone in the witch cult. His whole fucking monologue, kind of corny. There's no way they're going to adapt that. Are you kidding me? Be real. But after the Arc 6 adaptation, I kind of want them to stop. Because in order to make a decent Arc 7 plus adaptation, it's going to need a crazy amount of fucking production behind it. And I just don't see that happening for the IP. Shop Colossus, waste of time. It's probably my least favorite thing I've ever fucking done this year. I wouldn't say ever, but this pissed me off. I've never seen a game shoot itself in the foot so many times. It'd be an awesome moment happening, and then the fucking controls of the game would just bug out or just annoy you in some fucking way. Whether it's the controls, AI, bug out. And it would just not be fun. It would ruin the fucking colossal moment, you know, you're trying to have. Music's really good though. I'll give it that. The story behind it is okay. The way it does it makes sense. I'm surprised no other like game or movie or whatever, any other piece of media tries doing something like that. Oh, actually, I think Near Replicant kind of does it and does it better. So yeah, it's just kind of disappointing. That's music. Music's really good. Signalis. Oh boy. All right. This is bringing us on Hells and all this. Signalis probably enjoyed it like that, and then this like that, and Silent Hill 3. Yeah. And then Silent F. Let's just discuss that. The Silent Hill 1. It was okay. It's a vibe. Very, very Christmas feeling, which is no bunch of fog. Harry as the main character was okay. Like nothing too crazy about it. I think if you played this game first, it might impact you more. Silent Hill 3. It was really fucking good. Yeah, it's probably down here. I don't think it was good. It was really good, I'd say. I think soundtrack wise, probably his best, or was Akira Yamaoka, something like that. Probably his best work. Like the Letter to My Future Self song, banger. I think setting wise, I think once this game does get a remake, it will be up there for me. But I think just the PS2 tank controls jank always takes me out of the experience a little bit. Heather as main character, awesome, but it surprised me with how funny and how charming that character is. Anyone else in this game, kind of forgettable. I'll be real, besides the detective guy was cool. Besides that, it's whatever. Silent Hill F, ooh, it was okay. I don't think that Ghost of Tsushima is better in my opinion. You could say I never finished this game. I only did the first playthrough. I think it was like 4 or 5 playthroughs. The combat in the game is just such a drag. I couldn't stand it. What's her name? Hinako. Hinako's really cool. I enjoyed her a little bit. I got of her. I enjoyed Hinako's tragedy. I'll put it at that. This is my first Ryo Kyushi 7 whatever his name is. The visual novel guy does when they cry. My first experience with him. It was good. I could tell he had potential. I'll probably enjoy the rest of his work. I just don't think I like the visual novel format in a video game with combat this bad. I think Nier Replicant does it, but I think it does it slightly better. But I think Yoko Taro is just used of doing like the visual novel format in a video game form. I think that's why the Nier games are just hit for me more. But I feel like if this, the big thing is just the combat in Silent Hill F is just not good in my opinion. I don't think it fits a survival horror game at all. Yeah. Setting was awesome though. Okay, I love the art direction of Silent Hill F. I think it's amazing. Sound design in any Silent Hill is amazing. Music, I can think of the main theme off the top of my head. I can't think of anything else though. Besides that, not much more to say without getting spoilers. It's Silent Hill game. Where's it's like Nahlas, probably there. I think it's a very fun survival horror game. I think the top down kind of takes out the horror aspect, but it's still really well made. Very immersive game. Music's good. You know, just about a bunch of classical pieces. I think they're all really well used. The references kind of heavy-handed, kind of smacking the face with them, pretty obvious. But if you enjoy those IPs, then it's whatever. Story's really good. Elixir, I think is how you say it. Very interesting character. With how it might be spoilers. I'll probably just cut this whole shit out. Anyways, I'll cut that out. Very interesting reveal on the main character. I'll say that. Very Silent Hill 2 expired. Combat, it's fun. I don't think it's the best, but I think it's Silent Hill F level. Now we get Silent Hill 2 remake. I haven't played the original. I think this game has stuck with me more than I realized. Like I'm literally drinking out of a Silent Hill 2 coffee cup that I got for Christmas. A Silent Hill 2 hoodie that I got for Christmas. I got fucking Silent Hill 2 credit card cover thing. I didn't realize how much I enjoyed this game, but it's probably one of the best experiences of gaming I've had in my recent years. Like I mentioned, this Akira's Yamaoka's soundtrack on 3 is probably his best, but if you're not counting Silent Hill 2 remakes, the revisions he does on the soundtrack, phenomenal. Just how metal, not like the genre, but how clanky the soundtrack is when it really hits. It really hits. It's really, really good. James's journey, amazing. No matter what ending you get, I think it fits the game story. Other characters, Eddie, Angela, Maria, fucking who is it? Laura, amazing. I don't think there's a single bad character or annoying character. Even Laura's not, I wouldn't consider it annoying. Just like I can't get into it because spoilers, but goddamn is this game fucking amazing. Like I want to replay it. I'll probably play the original again, or the original first time, and then go for a second playthrough of Silent Hill of the remake eventually. I'll probably play the original 2, and then remake of 1 when it comes out, and then I'll probably play the 2 remake again. Maybe, I'm not sure. I need a break from this game though. This game is really, really fucking depressing, and it really hits you not in a fun way, but also like a really fucking wow, this is amazing experience way. Solo Link Season 2 or Core 2. This is another thing that got branded as Season 2 and this is in the core. I enjoyed it. Let's put it here. I think production wise, it's amazing, but I think everything else is very fucking bare minimum. I think there's a lot obviously could have been better, but since it's adapting the manhwa so faithfully of what I've heard, I don't think it'll ever get better writing wise. Matter of fact, I think it gets worse as the series goes on. As long as the animation's there, just like Demon Slayer, I will always watch it because it's just pure eye candy for the most parts of the show. Also, Kanao is like I think the director or the action director of the show, and I'll always watch him. God damn, well, she returned to Bleach, but that's okay. Episode 12, I think it was. And I don't give a fuck about fucking Solo Link spoilers. The ant fight was awesome. The orc guy was. Both orc fights were awesome, I'd say. I will only hope that the production of this show doesn't crash. Split Fiction, it was okay. Probably enjoyed it more than these couples. I think this is the pinnacle of the studios, whatever studio they are, of like the duo fucking game genre. I hope the studio does something different later on because I'm kind of tired of it after A Way Out, and then It Takes Two, and then this Split Fiction. It's just kind of getting tired of them doing the same thing. But besides that, it was enjoyable. It was fun. It was okay. Way of Kings, like behemoth of a book. All the mainline storylines are, but I enjoyed it a decent amount. Did I enjoy it more than? Yeah, I probably did. I probably enjoyed it more than Arc 9. I'll be real. I barely kept up on Arc 9 until I finished, and I binged till later part of it. Like I always wait till a volume ended and then read it. So I never like read it as it released. So Way of Kings, it's good. It's very good. I don't want to say it's really fucking good, but it's really good. I enjoyed a good amount. I think Brandon Sanderson's character writing is what carries probably most of his books. I don't think his plot in any of his books is really that crazy. It's the characters he puts in the plot that really makes it. This is Kaladin's book. I can't really get into his character without spoiling, but the way Brandon Sanderson's able to write mental illness, I don't think it's a spoiler, but it might be, is really well written. That scene, if you know the scene, you know the scene of Kaladin and Syl. Fucking amazing. It's what hooked me onto the series. Words of Radiance, I enjoyed it more than The Way of King. I think a lot of people do. I think it just expands on the first book like perfectly. Shallan's backstory book, I think I enjoy Shallan the most out of the main trio. Also Adolin, my goat. He's a big point in this book. You know, there's that scene in the Words of Radiance. Everyone knows it. They say that scene in Words of Radiance. It's just amazing. It's a build up from The Way of Kings all the way up to that moment. It's really well executed. And Kaladin's journey in this book's also really well written. Dalinar's book's kind of annoying. Dalinar's probably my least favorite out of the whole group. I'll get hanged for that one, but that's okay. Because maybe I'm just not old enough to gel with Dalinar. That's okay. We'll go straight to Oathbringer. No, this is you. Fucking, what this be? Edge Dancer. This is Edge Dancer. This is the 2.5, as people call it. It was okay. This is another one of those fucking shorter novellas that he does. This introduces Lift, which lifts a character you meet in the interlude of, I think, Words of Radiance. She's cool, kind of quirky. It wasn't too crazy. It just introduces her, has her little plot, just sets her up for Oathbringer, which is our next one. This is also really good. I think Words of Radiance and Oathbringer are tied for me. I don't think I have a distinct favorite. I think Words of Radiance probably edges it out. This is a whole entire part of Oathbringer, which focuses on the sidecast. Which, if you like the sidecast, that's awesome for you. But unfortunately, the actual sidecast is kind of whatever for me. I don't really care for much of Bridge 4. And, you know, that's just me. But I will say Dawn Shard is probably the best one shot. Yeah, I'll even put it above all these. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. I think Dawn Shard is probably the best. I think it really lifts. What's his name? Oh, fuck, dude. It's the one with the accent. What the fuck is his name? I think it really helps Lopin's character a lot. I think by the end of this book, Lopin is probably up there for me in characters within Stormlight. Oh, man, is it really fucking good? I don't think Oathbringer is. I'll keep Words of Radiance up there. But I think Risen, I think the way he writes, it's always the way Brandon Sanderson writes characters that aren't quote-unquote normal, whether it's mental or physical disabilities. And the way he writes them is very mindful of those people. I do think Mistborn's better. I think Stormlight's a bit too long. I don't think Stormlight or any book needs to be 400,000 words long, or even more than that. I think 200,000. I think that's what average Mistborn is. This should be the sweet spot for the longer books. I think 300,000, as we'll get later, should be the absolute most. I'm kind of worried about the later half of Stormlight because they just keep getting longer and longer and longer, and it just kind of gets annoying. Just by the end of Oathbringer, he kind of realizes certain points that he can cut out. Empire Silence was okay. I will put it here, I'd say. It was okay. It's a huge setup. I won't give the premise because I think having the premise of it kind of carries this first book. It's about Hadrian Marlowe. He is the Sun Eater. He opens up the book, not really confessing, but telling you, the reader, because it's written in a way that he's writing to the reader. He's telling you that he destroyed the sun, and the whole entire series of the books is about why and how he got to that point of destroying the sun to destroy this alien race. And without that hook at the very start, I don't think I would have continued this series. Because this first book is such a drag. There's a lot of cool things, but I think it could have gotten cut a good chunk, like 30 to 50,000 words. I think could have gotten cut. But I do think having this early start of Hadrian's journey is important, especially where I'm at. I'm a good chunk into book 5, and even looking back to what his character used to be, it's insane. I won't say it's insane, but it's really cool looking back, especially the way how the series handles time. Time is a big thing in the Sun Eater series, but seeing what he was and how optimistic he used to be, it's kind of tragically funny by the end of the day, especially when you get to book 4. But it was an okay book. It wasn't terrible, but it was a slog to get through. Howling Dark was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I'd put it about here below Eliza B. Overture. vast improvement. I think if both of these books 1 and 2 were trimmed and combined into one book, I think that'd be better, because there's a lot of sections in the Sun Eater where there's time skips, right? I think there's certain sections, especially in book 1, that could have been cut out a little bit or trimmed. This is a whole lot that could be changed, in my opinion. But some people die on the Howling Dark Hill, and that's okay. The ending's really good. Ending is what hooked me further on. Like, it's just each book just makes me hold on to the series more. But his journey to this one, you start realizing what Hadrian is going up against, but you're like, really? Do you need Below the Sun? Then I get to book 3. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than Oathbringer. It's really good. It's less focused on the Cielcens. Cielcens, the alien race they blows up the sun for. Again, not a spoiler, because it opens up on the book saying that. The world building in this book is amazing. The politics, the character building is also really good. Not much more I can say without getting spoilers. Endings, like this epic fucking fight. Some people trouble with that a lot. I think Howling Dark's ending's better. But it's always just me. Everyone, apparently in this book series, it's never like a top 3 book type of series. It's always Empire Science at the bottom, and then everything else can be whatever order, and people will be fine with it. And you get to book 4, and then I'll put that up there, because I think it's a separate tier for me. It's kind of on par. It depends on my mood. We'll keep it down here, because I don't think it's on the same level as all the others. And then you get to book 4, and then you really start seeing why Hadrian becomes who he is at the start of book 1, when he's telling you what he did. This is extremely spoiler heavy book. I cannot discuss this at all. But goddamn, this book is depressing, and it literally starts piecing together the world building in this book. Amazing. I'm not even like a huge world building guy, or else I'd be probably a big fan of One Piece. But hearing about this race throughout the whole series, and then learning about their culture 4 books in, amazing. Silence of the Reaping. This is Haymitch's book of the Hunger Games. Most recent one. It's getting an adaptation. Maybe adaptation. I think the end of 2026, November. Which is really weird. I don't know why they're playing so long. I enjoyed it quite a bit, I'd say. Haymitch is my favorite Hunger Games character. You finally get to see what his games are all about, because he got a little bit hit, and I think it was Catching Fire. It might have been the beginning of the first book, Hunger Games. We finally get his fully fledged backstory, which is really awesome to see. It's been so long. I've listened to this book in like really early in the year. I want to say February, March. First quarter easily. So I'm forgetting the girl's name, but there's so many tragic things happen in this book that I don't think it should be a scholastic book. I think the fact that it's published in like almost 4 schools, I'd say, is insane. Especially the movies. Those movies are fucking brutal sometimes, dude. Holy shit. Really enjoyable. I can't wait for the movie though. The movie's gonna be amazing. Type's Original Sin, I really enjoyed it. It was really fucking good. But it's up here. I don't think it's better than Arc 8, but I still think it's really good. I'll probably go back and lower the score a little bit. I think it's just the ending. I've never seen such a hopeless series, besides probably ReZero, such a hopeless series be so hopeful at the same time. Such an efficient show for only 6 episodes of what it does to you and what it does as a story in general. I think Takopi is just a really fucking wholesome character. It's really sad. Same thing with like all these other characters in this show. God damn. I can't get into it because of spoilers, but watch it if you haven't. It's only 6 episodes. Oh boy. T-Bait anime. The beginning of the anime. This is I'll throw this down here. I won't say it's a waste of time if you're a fan of T-Bait, but goddamn, was this so disappointing. I've been a fan of T-Bait for, I want to say about 4 or 5 years now. I got into it late high school, probably closer to 4 years, or nearing 5 years. Man, was it so fucking awful of an adaptation. Like, sometimes it doesn't even seem like they try adapting I think it's adapting the webcomic. It doesn't seem like they try doing that. They cut things, they remove things, they don't animate things don't move. I don't know how many times I gotta say that. The soundtrack, the same guys does Danmachi's soundtrack. So if you know anything about Danmachi's soundtrack, you probably don't know anything about Danmachi's soundtrack because it's so forgettable. It's so disappointing. I really hope they stop after the second core, or second season. Whatever, it's the second core, don't care. It was planned for 24 straight episodes, they got switched to 2 cores. But yeah, I can only hope it gets better in second core. They do so many things wrong. I will say this, there's one positive, the way they do, sometimes they do the inner monologue at the very end of the score. They have his old self up here to give advice to his younger self. It's a really interesting way to do his inner monologue. I do like that. I think it's a neat touch. I think the things they do add for foreshadowing was kind of neat, but I don't think it's necessary. But yeah, it's kind of fucking waste of time. I would not recommend it at all. But volume 11, T-Bait, oh my god. A lot of people hate this volume. I just don't get it. There's like a section that's kind of like a what if section. It's kind of, I enjoyed it. I like the different aspects of Arthur's character getting shown off there. The ending was phenomenal. Even though throughout the book there were many sections of just non-stop, I don't want to say action because there wasn't non-stop action, but this is non-stop. Something was always happening. Something was always getting done or trying to get done. It was just amazing. That the whole book. There's like 4 chapters in a row of different POV that's not as interesting. But besides those 4 chapters, I don't think this book has any flaws. Yeah, probably it. I think it's an amazing book, amazing volume, and we can just do the series as a whole. This is web novel, the whole entire fucking T-Bait web novel. Fucking amazing. Again, I've been a fan for many years now, and I don't think, besides ReZero and Final Fantasy 7, there hasn't been a series that has resonated more with me. The beginning of the series is very cliche and not that unique if you've watched Bushiroad Tensei, you know. But once you get the school arc and then past the school arc, it really develops into its own thing. And then once you get past the school arc, it really develops into its own thing. And then you get to volume 7, and that fucking hits you. And then volume 8, and then volume 9, and then you're peaking so fucking high. And then volume 10, you know, calms down a little bit. And then get to that fight in volume 10. And then you get to the ending of volume 10. And then you get to volume 11, which I just went. Oh, no, I think I just did volume 12 as this. And then the ending of the whole entire show. Or series. It's very bittersweet. I wish it was a little bit more, but I'm not angry at the ending. I think if you're angry at the ending, you're a fucking child. You need to get over yourself. And it's very bittersweet. It's a very wholesome ending. I just wish it was a bit more I don't want to say answers. I wish it was a more, I guess, a more round ending. I feel like it's more square ending. Like you could tell towards the end he was kind of rushing it. There's a POV chapter and that wasn't needed at all. That was really weird, but the final fight was amazing. I'd say Arthur's final encounter, it was very good. The ending as a whole is very good, I'd say. I won't say it's a best volume, but it was very good. That final chapter hasn't hit me yet, but once I listen to the audiobook, I'm sure I'll hit. The series is finally over. Yeah, what Turtle has done with this being his first series is really, like, it's impressive. Started writing this in Starbucks, and then that took off as a web novel. And then that got adapted into a webcomic, and then that got adapted into a disappointing anime. But the fact that it all started with him escaping in Starbucks, that's just insane for me to think about. Like what he's doing with his deluxe editions and what he's doing as a business, really, really impressive. And I guess I can talk about Soulforged here, his new series. I'm letting it build up a little bit. I think the pacing is pretty bad, but every now and then I check on the titles, I check out the comments, and it seems to begin picking up. But then again, it's like 20 plus chapters in, and it's just not picking up. But I think that's pretty bad pacing. That's 60,000 words at the minimum into a novel or into a volume, and that's like halfway into the volume. I think he said it's like 114,000 words for volume 1. Being halfway through the novel and it picking up doesn't sound so good. I'll probably just wait till the volume's over with and then hop back into it, probably binge it. Hopefully it'll pick up. I have faith in him. Like, people are just more disappointed with Turtle Me, especially after the anime, and what some people think as the lackluster ending. Turtle Me's not everyone's favorite author right now, but he'll probably always be one of my favorites because of the teammate. And I have so much faith in him delivering with Soulforged by the end of it, or even by the end of the volume. I think I'll have faith in him again. Moving on from T-Bait as a whole, The Bear is really fucking good. I'll probably throw it up here with like ReZero season 3. Really fucking good. I think Harmony's character, I think if it really resonates with you, it really resonates with you. The way, like, I have some, I'd say I have a good amount of fast food experience with like just food in general. The way it shows the stress of the food industry. There's always gonna be similarities between fast food and like restaurant during a rush, and the way it shows that off is really accurate due to Carmi's character. It's exaggerated. You see it's like through other characters like Sydney that she's remains relatively calm, and it's Carmi always explodes. It's not like a bad thing. It's his character. It's a really good character flaw for him to have, really understandable, and it's a really easy flaw to relate to, of being stressed, sometimes overworked due to his past and his PTSD from his past, and really it handles that stuff really well. His brother, or not his brother, his cousin. Goddamn, I'm forgetting so many characters' names right now. Where the fuck is he? What? His cousin, Richie, amazing character too. Carmi's mother, Jamie Lee Curtis, amazing. That woman can act, dude. Like, I couldn't believe it. The way she was going off sometimes. The whole entire Berzado family dynamics just amazing to watch overall. Then we got the Witchers. Oh boy. Witcher 1, top, a waste of time. This is probably one of the worst video games I've ever played. Thanks to Shadow Colossus. Some people will probably be really nostalgic to it, but this game aged like milk. The combat is not good. The story is okay, but I think what it does is, well, I heard it adapts the book setting really well. Just to start off, as a baseline, I think the CD Projekt Red's first game, I think that as a whole is really impressive. I think the music can hit at certain moments. I do hate the combat, but sometimes it's really satisfying how rhythmic it is. If you played it, you would understand. Besides that, there's nothing to really talk about. Like, that's kind of a problem with that. Same thing with Witcher 2. It is a vast improvement, but it's not like too terribly better. Like, I think the combat's improved, but I think it takes too much inspiration from Soulsborne. I think the story, the way they did the story, is really weird. How it's kind of a shorter story compared to Witcher 1, but there's two different paths, so you kind of gotta replay it. I didn't replay it because I kind of was sick of it, and I was kind of mad that the pick I chose doesn't really carry over to Witcher 3. I was like, fuck it, I'll just play Witcher 3 at that point. Combat's better. I think the story is slightly better. Setting kinda, I won't say it's better. I think the setting Witcher 1 is better, but I think it's just more open. I don't think Witcher 2 is as an open of a game as Witcher 1 is when they get to Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is one of the greatest games ever. This is one of the pinnacles of gaming, honestly. Like, there's so many things this game does perfectly, but I wish the combat was a little bit better. I think that's just it. I think the combat just needs to improve on a little bit, which I think that's easily fixable with mods if you play it on PC, or just the sequel, or just changing the playstyle. I think just I always play the swordsman type build. I think if I used signs more, I would have enjoyed the combat and gameplay more. But besides that, the hunt's really good. The Witcher contracts are good. I mean, the setting is probably the best thing it's ever been. Story's really good. Characters are really good. You finally get to meet the book characters that I haven't just talked about the first two games. Ending's amazing. Expansions are amazing. Like, there's just so many things amazing about this game. I have realized playing Witcher 3 and just now looking back at Witcher 1, talk about setting. The theme of like how dark the world is in Witcher 1 and 2 it's changed quite a bit in Witcher 3. Whether that's for the good or bad. A big theme in Witcher is racism. You know that like right off the bat in the first game. It's kind of dumbed down 2, and it's really dumbed down in 3 in my opinion. But like it's important to the world because the author has always said he wanted to be like a reflection of the real world. So removing that aspect kind of takes away from it. But I think the way they develop the world, show off the world throughout the expansions, and I think the 3 or 4 major areas, fucking beautiful. Music's phenomenal too. The game's just amazing in general. The way it concludes Geralt's character, it's so good. You can't get that emotional ending, and that I would say it's pretty melancholic. I'd say ending for Geralt when he finally sits down at the end of the expansion and talks to whoever you talk to at the end. Can't say because spoilers. And you finally have like different discussions with them. You kind of just like to see Geralt finally like put down the sword and live a life. I'm really excited for Witcher 4. I can't wait to see what they do with Ciri's character. Moving on to Be Hero X. Amazing show. I enjoyed the show a lot. I'll put it right there for now. I think the different arcs of the show have its flaws, but overall, I really do like the ending. The ending monologue of X was so catching that I can't wait for the next season. I do have my complaints here and there. I don't think some arcs hit for me. The music hits relatively well. I actually don't have that many flaws. Never mind. The show's just really good. The animation's really fun. This is the show I was talking about, back to Lord of Mysteries, where I was excited for Lord of Mysteries because of what this show did. And then going to Lord of Mysteries, it was really disappointing. Like, you could see, like, this show's amazing. Watch it. I can't get into it right now. The Tsugihime visual novel first. It was really good. Where would I put it? Probably not above Arc 9. Probably there. And Tsukihime is very interesting. The original release, I've yet to play the remake. I'll probably play the remake next year. Very interesting experience. Just the way Nasu writes each route after the halfway point. The first 2 routes are almost the exact same for the first half, if not the first 3/4 of the fucking route, which is really annoying. But then past that, you get to the last 3 arcs, or last 3 routes, and those are amazing. The final route's easily my favorite. The ending of the 4th route, amazing. The 3rd route's pretty fucking bad. I can't stand that route, I'll be real. But there's those scenes in this visual novel, and they're pretty fucking awful. They kind of just ruin all characterization for these characters that it sets up. I just can't stand it. I'll be real. I'm so glad the Fate Stay Night Remaster cuts those scenes out, because they're not dated at all. They're just there because what the visual novel, the Eroge, I think the genre was called, what genre they were originally released in. Yeah, Kohaku's amazing character. Shiki Tono, and don't really fuck with them that much, dude. I like them, but I think there's just so many fucked up things with them that it's hard to like them. It's just kind of the point. But I think there are other characters that just do that way better. Tsukihime, this is the anime adaptation. It kind of focuses on the first route and adapts it, but it's pretty bad. Music's pretty good. I will give it that. So maybe I'll give it over fucking teammate. Yeah, the music's pretty good, I'd say. All the characters are in it, but again, it only focuses on the first route, which the whole point of different routes is to each character for that route. So only one of the main heroines really gets developed, which is, it's what you can do with a 1 core fucking adaptation of a 40+ hour visual novel. That's what happens. Well, besides that, the character designs are pretty bad, pretty inaccurate. Besides that, intro's kind of bop. I'd say I kind of went for a Nasu phase. What's next? Warbreaker. I enjoyed it. It was not that bad. I mean, it was not bad at all. It was pretty good. Right there, I think so. This is another Brandon Sanderson novel. I guess there's not much I listened to this I think before. I listened to this before Mistborn. I'm pretty sure it was okay. Actually, I'll bump down here easily. It was okay. Buff the one shots, buff G hooks, well, Dawn Shard for sure. But that's not even Dawn Shard, is it? No, that's Dawn Shard. Okay, yeah. That's a good spot. I don't remember much of this, actually. I remember the plot of it with the 2 sisters. Fucking, I know what's his name? Songbird? The Songbird's fucking Cyberpunk. Light Song. I don't need to look it up. Light Song was a goat. There was the twist at the end. The twist was pretty neat. I'll admit. Magic system, the breaths. Those were cool, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, it was okay. Witch on the Holy Night, I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's a vibe for sure. Like, it's probably the best ambient Nasu work next to Garden of Sinners, but I think it's better. I think the music are one of the best soundtracks I've heard in anything. I probably played it throughout this. The characters Alko, Alice, and Kyojuro, I think his name is. Awesome dynamic. Loved them together. The ending was insane. I think if this would have gotten adapted before Fate, it would have been better. But then again, this wasn't made into a visual novel until after Fate did. This was written as a book before everything. That's why Fate's missing a lot of stuff. I do enjoy how this is one of the very few visual novels that don't have choices. You just sit there and read and chill to the soundtrack. That's probably why it's such a vibe, because it's almost an anime. Hell, if you compare it to T-Bait, it's probably more anime than T-Bait, I'll be real. And then finally, Yumi and Nightmare Pair. I enjoyed it. Probably that's a good spot. This is the second secret project, Brandon Sanderson. It was very short, very Final Fantasy X, Your Name. I did figure out that this was also inspired by Your Name as well as Final Fantasy X. You can definitely tell easily. Weirdly enough, the magic system isn't that crazy compared to Mistborn, compared to Allomancy, Stormlight, Breaths, fucking even Tresses, root, moss, whatever the fuck it was. Magic was more complicated than painting and stone stacking in Yumi, but it was pretty funny. Their dynamic between the two was cute. I can see that he's trying to improve on its romance after Tress and Yumi, and hopefully they'll factor into something later on, into maybe a better romance in Stormlight, or a better romance in the third era of Mistborn. The romance in era 1's kind of whatever. Like, it was okay. Like, it could have had one major change. We don't know. Era 2, I think, has a romance. I'm not too sure. I haven't read it or listened to it. But besides that, Yumi was art. And I think that's everything over the year. To the more comfortable speaking, I'll go over my top 5 again. Chainsaw Man Resident Arc movie. Amazing. I think start to finish, it's the perfect, that's like one of the most perfect adaptations I've ever seen so far. I think the way Kensuke Ushio is a soundtrack, I think it's the best soundtrack he's ever made. Animation wise, the whole entire second half of the show, of the movie, is spectacular. The tragedy of Chainsaw Man as a whole, it really starts on the Resident Arc. And T-Bay, I think I did pretty good in T-Bay's explanation. And Walker, I did the Shadowbringers, but I am focused that ending, I'm a big ending guy. And the ending of Endwalker really hit. Like, it's hype, it's emotional, it has everything a Final Fantasy should have and more. I think this is Soken's best soundtrack. I think it's slightly above Shadowbringers, if just barely. And 16 is always around there. But I don't think 14 is better work. The antagonists, I think there's many in Endwalker. I think they're all done really well. There's that scene at the end of, I think it's level 87. Amazing. People hate it, but I loved it. There's either you love it or you hate it, and I loved it. I'm so glad I'm a person that enjoys things, not sub-hating. That whole entire section, just amazing. Like it's so hard to talk about Endwalker without too many spoilers, but it's probably my, next to Rebirth, it's probably my favorite Final Fantasy experience I've had. Probably favorite Square Enix experience. Second to Rebirth. Metal Solid 4, I think I did pretty well. Or a Kino game. If I had to describe a Kino as a game, it would be that. I think Sentinel 2, I really went over it pretty well. Yeah, there we go. That's my bottom tier list. I'll probably still over here and organize it, fine tune it a little bit. But let me look at it here. I think I have Shadow Colossus lower. I think I have this lower than that. I'll be real. At least FNAF 2 was funny. Judges read that. Yep. You know, I think this is actually pretty well. Like pretty perfect. Like anything, I would say the I'm trying to think when the peak would start here. Probably like this top row would be considered the peak section. Yeah, this top row. And maybe Better Call Saul would lower. Just depends on how much I want to think about that fucking show. The more I think about it, the more it lowers. I'll be real. The more I think it should be trimmed down. And they should release a trimmed down version. Pretty accurate to how I think about everything here. Maybe Darksiders is above Harry Potter movies. I'll have the third one carrying it. Alright, I think that's it. Now I gotta go through and edit it. Just fucking 2-hour thing. God